Now, I just said his name. Ewano, everybody! Yeah, I learned that ducks have like corkscrew-shaped penises. And they also have corkscrew-shaped vaginas. But the vaginas are, whatever, in a different direction, or opposite direction, right? That's gotta feel weird as hell, you know? And no wonder why they're like, quack! Yeah, I don't know if you've ever had Korean barbecue before, but it's kind of unique in that you have to pay to cook your own meat. And if you pay extra, you can wash your own dishes and take out the trash. Stupid dog. Yeah, I was at Mount Baldy this past weekend. You ran out.
Okay.
Yeah, I learned that it wasn't always called Mount Baldy. Back when the mountain was more younger and more youthful, it was known as Mount Rogaine. Yeah, I was playing, you guys ever play doctor when you were kids?
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was in kindergarten, I was playing doctor with one of my classmates. It was all fun until she started playing proctologist.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one dude told me that, he said, when you scratch your head, that's what makes you go bald. I'm not sure about that, because my balls are still hairy as hell. Yeah, one of my buddies is a white guy. He's like super duper white. I think he's like part albino or something. Yeah, he's so white when he comes to my house, all my plants start growing in his direction. Whenever I'm having sex, I never last as long as I'd like to, I'm always like, come on, penis, hang in there. And it's always like, screw this. Blech. Yeah, I used to go to the water parks every summer. But one summer I went through a fairly traumatic experience, so I stopped going. Yeah, when I was 16, I was like waiting in line out this slide on the stairs. And I look up, and the girl above me, like she's about the same age, her boobs are like right in my face, And it's kind of cold and windy, right? So like nipples are popping out. So I was like, oh, okay. So I turn. But then now this girl here, her face is like right in my junk, Like I already got a partial woody going on, right? But then this girl here, she like yawns, And that was it, right? I was like, oh crap! It was like, boom, And so I was like, fuck, I gotta get out of here. So I just ran up the stairs past everyone. And apparently it was pretty common at Raging Waters because the lifeguard was like, come on, just go, So I jumped on the slide, I got the hell out of there. I was like, man, they really need to rename this place. And they should call it Raging Boners. Why did the oyster share his food? You shellfish. Alright, there's a sailor, right? And he gets hired aboard the ship. And they're out at sea for about 6 months. And then he starts getting horny, right? So he's telling his buddies, like, hey, when are we going to go back to port, It's starting to get horny here. And the guy's like, oh, no, we're not going back to port for another 6 months. And he's like, what? I can't wait that long. He's like, well, have you tried the barrel? He's like, no, what's that? So he shows him to this room. There's a barrel in there with a little hole in it. He's like, there you go. So he starts fucking this barrel, and it works really well, He's like, man, this is awesome, right? And he's telling his buddies, like, man, that barrel's fucking great. I'm going to use it every day. He's like, oh, you mean every day but Sunday, right? He's like, oh, you can't use it on Sunday? He's like, well, you can, but Sunday's your day in the barrel, so. What do you call a guy that can make a business suit real fast? Taylor Swift. Yeah, I think Pride Month needs a mascot. And I got the perfect one, the flamingo. Right, they got pink feathers, they love to dance. And they're like a non-predatory, peaceful type of bird. Yeah, they only eat little brine shrimp and algae and stuff. Nobody gives a damn about brine shrimp. And also, what group of flamingos is called? They're not called a flock. No, they're called a flamboyance. And how gay is that, right? It's like all the best parts of Pride Month, all in one animal and shit. Yeah, even the name flamingo is flaming O. Right, a flaming O? That's just a burning butthole. And whenever a guy brags about how big his dick is, it's usually the opposite, right? It's usually like really small, I was talking to a guy the other day, and he was like, oh yeah, my dick's so big, I'm hung like a horse. I was like, like a seahorse. Yeah, they got that thing about if you're a lady and you're alone in the woods, would you rather run into a bear or a strange man? And a lot of women are choosing the bear, right? But I think that's just ignorance of bear knowledge. Because I ran into a bear alone in the woods once. Yeah. And he fucked the shit out of me. Comedians will always tell you two things, right? They always tell you when they just get booked at a show. They always tell you when they just had sex. That's a bit juvenile, right? Like myself, I haven't been booked on a show in over a month. But I did get laid last week, so whoa. Alright, my name's Iwan, I'm out here, thank you.
Iwan, everybody. The detail he left out of the story is that the